Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I just want to start by saying that we're having building work starting tomorrow, and so my husband's in the loft chucking boxes down. Everyone's going crazy going through all the junk, so you're going to hear my family chattering away in the background, but this is the last chance really for me to make a video because this week's going to be crazy and I'm really self-conscious filming when there's like a tradespeople like working in the house and they might need to ask me something. So I thought I would do this and then we'll see what happens throughout December. I am planning on doing like a weekly catch up, not vlogmas because that's over egging it, but just like my first week of December, my second week of December, because we've got some fun things like Disneyland Paris coming up and obviously the before and after of the bathroom. So I have done a little bit of clips and I'll cobble them together, but it's very much like Instagram stories but put on YouTube. I don't edit properly. It's just a snapshot into what we're up to, but when I've done this in the past, people have liked it. So anyway, back to what we're talking about today, and this is just my kind of a mixture of new things. Like for example, there's a jacket here I haven't worn yet, but and my Christmas jumper, just where I'm coming from in terms of how I've shopped for this season, and also because I'm a bigger girl, I'm a UK 18-20, where I shop because I'm very much just in between mainstream high street stores and plus size brands, and where I find things that kind of cross both of those. And also I don't do really high-end clothes. I do invest in a bit of knitwear and certain things like coats that I don't mind spending a bit more money on, but on the whole I don't spend a lot on fashion, so most of this is quite widely available. Most of it's in stock still. I checked yesterday, a couple of things aren't, but you can find similar, and I just thought it'd be a bit of fun and something that I haven't done before. I even specially bought this clothes reel for the purpose, so let's crack on. Okay, so outerwear, first of all, I didn't remember to bring it up here, but I bought a Junarose kind of knee-length padded quilted coat. I felt like this year there's a lot more of those around for your everyday throw on than the Parkers. Parkers seem to be, I mean, Parkers are a staple with a fur collar and whatever, but I just wanted something that was very light but quilted. My husband has a Ralph Lauren sort of short length one, but I wanted one that covered my hips and stuff and kept me warmer. So I shopped around, and I feel like those are the kind of coats where I couldn't find anything in the kind of normal size range, because they didn't, even if they said they were an 18-20, they were very tight on the hips or they bunched up and stuff. And so I did go to the plus size market for that. Junarose is like a kind of the plus size brand, or one of the plus size offshoots of Vero Moda, and I find a lot of Vero Moda stuff that works for my shape and is quite modern and trendy. I mean, that's been the issue in the past, that a lot of plus size fashion has been quite naff. Evans and things like that. I guess even those shops that I might perceive as old fashioned have upped their game lately, but I tend to have favourite brands and brands that I don't like as much, and I'll maybe touch on that as we go through. But this Junarose coat has a hood, and I've just thrown that on every day. It's very casual and it kind of can kill an outfit, but if you're just cold and you know that you're going to just take it off when you get there, it's fine. I took it on my shopping trip to London last weekend, and it has a drawstring bag with it, and it kind of scrunches down to nothing. You could even take that off, pack it up and chuck it in a Neverfull, so it's really handy. And it isn't here, but I'm not going downstairs again because the whole of the stairs is covered in boxes. But that has been my kind of casual throw on easy piece, and it was under £100. Wanted to get myself a patterned coat this year. I always seem to go with plain coats. This is from Superdry, and their biggest size is a 16, but again, it's to do with the cut. It has a rounded shoulder rather than a kind of structured seam here, and it just falls really nicely. I'm not doing modelling shots because I'm not comfortable doing that. And it's in this dog tooth pattern that you'll see. I mean, I'm using a ring light, it's really dark, and it might actually be throwing some of the colours off, but it's got a kind of cream background, and then it's got like a rich brown, but a true chocolatey brown, not a reddy brown, and navy. And although this is a really patterned coat, because the pattern is small, it's just got poppers for the closure, so it's just really neat. You don't see any buttons or anything. I've worn this with my Damier Bean Speedy, and even though they're two different patterns, this is almost a neutral, and I found that I could pick out the blue and wear it with navy knitwear or a scarf, pick out the brown. I've worn this quite a lot of times. It's really comfortable and it's really warm, and this was from Superdry. This I bought before we got into the whole Black Friday territory. This piece is a Cheap and Cheerful from Zara. They are doing this oversized corduroy jacket with a raw cuff and a raw hem at the bottom in a lovely, really bright kind of ivory cream colour. A similar blue to this in that it's a dusky not too dark blue, like a denim-y blue, and black, and this one. And I really fell in love with the green one. I was out in London with my friend. I tried on a few of these corduroy overshirts, but they were very long and very overwhelming. And the one thing, I mean, everybody says this, if you're a bigger girl, you don't necessarily always want to wear oversized silhouettes because they actually make you look bigger. And those were kind of cut like men's shirts, and so they're just overwhelmed because I needed a big size for them to go around my hips and bum. This is baggy, but it's short, and you could wear it open because it isn't a shirt, and have like a tighter t-shirt underneath, and it just works. So I can't wait to wear that one. It's just been a bit cold at the moment. It's just, it was $29.99 from Zara. They're in stock. It's just kind of basic inside, like a denim jacket would be, but it's nice in that the cut kind of goes out a little bit. You don't have it where the band slightly comes in, and I find if you're hippie, that's where things kind of cut you off and can then kind of pull unattractively in your lower back, because when you do them up, they bunch up. This is just cut perfectly for me. I got this in an XXL, which is Zara's kind of 18, and it fits great. You'll see a lot of green in this. Usually I tend to go towards black and burgundy and dark grey. Those have always been my kind of like core colours. But this year I've done a lot, you'll see a lot lighter colours here, and I haven't really gone down wearing too much black. I've only got one burgundy top. I've got a burgundy bag and a burgundy boot, but I have not just done that cliche of everything's burgundy. I've been into the mustards, the camels and the creams, and that's probably all was sort of triggered off, as it often is, by one thing, by me buying my Balenciaga City in small in that kind of stone ivory colour, and it made me go into this slightly more winter white thing. I haven't gone as fully on board with it as my friend Andrea. She's done it really well, and that she's got loads of all kind of light outfits, which I think looks really fresh, as a kind of alternative to the darker colours people wear in winter. I've just done a bit here and there because, again, if you're bigger, you can't wear, like, I don't feel I can really do light pants and a light top half. I need to mix it up. Okay, this is my favourite dress at the moment. I wore this yesterday to go and see Frozen 2. And this is something, I picked this out because I wanted to talk to you about alterations. So this is Vero Moda. Again, they have Junarose and then they have the regular Vero Moda. Still got a label thing in it. Now this is a 50, which I think is like a 2022, and it was a little bit too big in areas, and then but I wanted volume in other areas, so I actually took this to a lady who took it in under the arms for me a bit, and she also sewed up these buttons because they were gaping, and that cost me £5 for those alterations to be done. It's black and it's got a lovely green and cream pattern. Again, I've worn this with the Balenciaga bag. I've teamed it with other things, like I might wear it with this green jacket to make it look more casual. And it's all about mixing things to kind of do a bit of girly and then a bit of tough, and I really like that look. Okay, and I've been wearing that with thick black tights and boots to kind of tough it out a bit, and if I was going to wear it in the evening, I'd show you, I'd wear it with a pair of block heels or something. Okay, other sweatshirts. We're off to Disneyland Paris, so I picked this up for a bit of fun. Mickey's got sequins, and I'm not doing a proper Christmas jumper this year. This is like half of my Christmas jumper situation. I'll show you another one. I wanted to get fun festive jumpers, but without having a bloody great Christmas tree on the front, because let's face it, you can't wear them for the rest of the year. This is from Violetta and Violetta. This is Mango's plus size range, and they start at like a 16 and go up to about a 24. And this is in an XL, so that's about a kind of 18, 20, I guess. This is quite a fitted, thick sweatshirt. It's not as floppy and comfortable as this or some of the other ones I'm going to show you from H&M. It's more of like a fitted sweater look, but so don't hot wash it or you'll be in really big trouble. But it's just really fun, but it's not over the top. Okay, H&M, we all know that most of us here in this community are obsessed with H&M, her t-shirts and sweatshirts. These are my favourite ones from this season. The French Kiss one is a lot more kind of camel, and it's like a marl. And then this is like a stone ivory colour, which completely and utterly matches my Balenciaga City in the small. I will say, this one came up really big. This one not so much. These are XXLs, and I really could have done with XL. So look at the guidance notes on her website. She will say if they're an oversized fit or if they're a true to size fit, and even I don't need the biggest size of these. This one I'm going to try to shrink because it's just sits quite long on the body, but they're very soft and comfortable. You do need to use fabric conditioner or they will bobble, and just kind of go over them with one of these defuzzy things now and then to keep them looking new. Obviously, if you're buying from H&M, it's worth buying more than one thing when you do a haul, because you pay some import duties and stuff like that, and they're kind of the same unless you get in, and the shipping's about $17.99 into the UK. So it's definitely worth buying a couple of things in one go, so you only pay those fees kind of once. It's cheaper that way. This one is just a bit of fun, even though it's autumn winter, it's warm in the house with the heating on, so I just thought this was fun because it's very autumnal. But if you're kind of cooking and cleaning and stuff, you don't really want long sleeves because you have to roll them up. I just really like this. I got this from ASOS. It was inexpensive and I've worn it about a zillion times already. Jumpers, I've gone for a couple of really chunky ones, and they are a bit similar, so I don't really know why I've got both of these. This one I saw can't think, LV Lover CC wearing this in a video of hers, and it said in the description that it was from Topshop, so I went straight on there and bought that. Again, I'm plus size, but I can do a lot of the knitwear in a large, never mind an extra large in Topshop. A lot of it is oversized. You can see from the sleeves and stuff, pretty huge, but it falls nicely. It's very warm and chunky, not really for wearing indoors, but I've washed this a couple of times and it's holding up really well. This is what you call more of a heavy sort of substantial knit, and some people find that really annoying, but I find it fine and pretty comfortable just with a bra. I haven't found it scratchy and needed to wear a t-shirt underneath or anything. This one is a lot lighter and softer. I got this from ASOS, and this is from a brand called Only Karma Coma. The one thing I would say with the plus size stuff on ASOS is that their sizing is really off, and sometimes the information down in the bar is incorrect. So it said that the model was wearing an extra large and she was definitely slimmer than me. So I ordered the extra large and I could have made it as a throw for my king size bed back there. It was absolutely enormous. So I had to send it back and get the medium, and it's still pretty enormous, but it has like a curved hem and it falls nicely. So sometimes things that are oversized need to be thinner and floppier material, or they look like a massive box, which this one kind of tends to do. But this is really comfortable and it's not itchy, it's very soft, and I'm already getting a lot of wear out of that. Okay, sorry, I had a problem with my battery. So this is from Polo Ralph Lauren. I saw it when I was out shopping with my daughter and fell in love with it, and it was about £250 and it didn't have my size. So I'm the kind of person, if I see something and I'm obsessed with it, my best friend's sitting just there and she knows I will hunt and stalk it. So I found it on the Ralph Lauren website, and it was like in the sale department, and it was about £85, and they had it in an extra large. So I absolutely love this. It looks good with like jeans and brown boots, or you can dress it up and wear it with a smart skirt or something. So I really love that. And as I said, I love cream at the moment. I'm obsessed with lighter colours near my face. I think it makes you look more youthful than wearing all dark all the time, and it's just pretty, and it's not too hot and thick. But you do need to wear, I wear an ivory silk camisole underneath because it is pretty, it's got like a cutout design, and you, even if you wear a nude bra, you will kind of see it. Okay, last few bits. This is exciting. This is actually my Christmas jumper. It's not really a Christmas jumper, it's more of a festive jumper. So this is from Violetta at Mango again, and I take an extra large, and practically everything in an extra large will fit me. So that's one of the things, when you're a bit curvier and plus size, you'll find often ranges that are, everything kind of fits your shape because the template that they've used is similar to yours. And then other plus size ranges, you'll find the arms are really long, or certain things, it doesn't matter if you go up the sizes, they just won't fit you. But Mango stuff fits me really well. And as I said before, I can fit in some standard Mango stuff. It's about knowing what you can get away with. Knitwear and jersey tend to be easier, whereas more structured clothing and tailored clothing, you need it to fit you really well. But anyway, this I liked because it has these kind of druzy style buttons on the shoulder, and it's a light grey, but it's got like silver thread running through it, so it's really flattering on. It's not long. The thing with longer jumpers is we want them when we're bigger to cover up our tummies, but if you have a longer top or jumper, it looks really awful with a skirt because it's overlapping that fabric. You need something to sit on the waist. So get a pair of Spanx and just show your waist and breathe in, basically. So that's really nice and dressy, and it's just got slight pin tucking that gives a slight puff on the shoulder but without too much. So that's my dressy sort of Christmas jumper. And this is probably the best, most exciting thing in the entire thing, and I've been looking for a bias cut black satin skirt without a side split, because I think that makes the skirt look a bit summery. My teal flowery skirt from Hush, which I wear so much, has got a side split, and it makes it look slightly beachy, which is a bit at odds with the autumnal colours. But this one's just bias cut. it's really nice length in that it's not that really difficult to wear midi length that can look frumpy. It's just below the waist. It has an elasticated waist, which is a really well done one that doesn't, like, the elastic doesn't roll over inside, which I hate. So this was from Marks and Spencer's and I got a 20. I could have got away with the 18. It's a little bit loose, but that's fine. They also have it in like a kind of bronzy gold colour, which would look really nice, and you could wear like a black top with that, would look awesome. And I just find with this, you can wear it with biker boots and a thick jumper, and then it's like daytimey, or you could wear it with, say, this and heels and just a bit of fake tan on your legs, and it would look like a Christmas night out outfit. So I like versatile things like that, and I think this was about £29. It's very slimming because bias cut skirts they kind of skim your hip, they go in and then they only go out a little bit at the hem, whereas A-line skirts, if you've got big hips, by the time you get to the hem it's about that wide and you look like a child's drawing of a woman, like a triangle, which isn't particularly flattering, but this is really flattering. And then for trousers, I've got 2 pairs that I've worn over and over again recently. I'm bored of jeans. I think it's because I put on a bit of weight, so a lot of my jeans are tight. I haven't been wearing my jeans as much. I've been a bit bored of that. For curvy girls, the best jeans that I've found are the ASOS Ridley high-waist skinnies, because they're really inexpensive, they're pretty well made, and they are cut genuinely high enough so that they don't gap at the back. And they have so many different ones. You can get them with rips, you can get them faded, you can get them just a classic, so they're like a dark wash without any distressing. I've probably got 10 pairs in different finishes, and they just are my staple, and they're cheap. But I quite like the paper bag trousers trend at the minute. These ones are from River Island, and they're very, very thick material, and they don't have any stretch. They are 100% cotton, which can make them feel a bit stiff and cardboardy, but I've washed them a few times and they're getting softer. You have to be careful because obviously you've got gathering and stuff around the waist, so you have to really tuck your top in, like I just wear these with a white shirt or a black t-shirt tucked in and then like a jacket or something. But the way that these are, they're quite flat on the front. You definitely don't want any with too much like gabardine, like pin tucks or pleats on the front, because they'll make your tummy look fuller. But the fact that they come up so high, you just find yourself holding yourself differently. And as I said, just get tummy control pants that smooth everything out and make you feel more confident. And then you can wear these shapes instead of wearing baggy things all the time. But these are sort of slightly cropped. They look really good with trainers. They look really good with ankle boots or wedges. They're just a really good staple. And again, the green goes great with all these autumn colours. And then last but not least, I finally found, after much searching and trying on, a pair of faux leather joggers. These are the Zara ones, and they're really inexpensive, but they feel really well made. Jem R had these, and I asked her where she got them from, and I didn't think they'd fit because Zara does them extra large, and then they do an XXL, which is more my size. But the extra large fit me fine because they're very sort of stretchy, and they kind of sit in such a way that they actually flatten and hold your tummy in, and then they're looser lower down in the leg. They're really comfy, and on the inside they've got like a kind of a suede-y feeling microfiber lining, so they don't feel too hot or sort of plasticky. They're a really good staple. I wear them pretty casual with like a hoodie and trainers, but I have seen people dress them up with heels and nice tops for evening wear. I personally wouldn't do that with the ones that have an elasticated waist, elasticated cuff at the end, because I think that makes them look quite casual. But I have seen these in River Island and in ASOS where the bottom is just a straight cut, like a pair of tailored trousers, and they look really good with like a black silk shirt tucked in and bloused over and a pair of strappy sandals. That's a really nice night out outfit. So that's my kind of key pieces that I added. Everything else I kind of had in the cupboard already, and I just had a clear out like I do every season and added these things. And I think they're all things that are versatile, that go with different things and that you can use lots of times. In terms of accessories, I haven't bought a bag this season because I bought a couple of bags at the back end of the summer. But you know that I'm always on about wanting a red bag, but I don't want to spend lots of money on a red bag. So for my kind of Christmas handbag vibe, I bought the medium shopper with a small handle from Longchamp, and I've worn this now for about a week and a half and haven't switched. It's light, it's casual because of the brown leather trim, and at this time of year when you're doing errands, I found it really helpful for like picking up, I don't know, little bits and bobs and going Christmas shopping, and you can just put stuff in here without buying loads of evil carrier bags. So this is a really inexpensive way to add a pop of colour. If you really like a certain colour but you don't want to invest in a leather bag at that price, then get one of these, because eventually, yes, the corners might wear and whatever, and also they don't take up any space because you can fold them up to store them. Lastly, footwear. I rebought another pair of these. So you know that I had these black Gucci, these are the soft backed ones, loafers, and I wore them to death and they're basically destroyed, and a little bit tight because I did get a slightly half a size down. So I'm keeping those because I don't really want to sell them and they might come in handy in the future, I don't know. So I bought another pair of these. They're just so classic, and again, I don't really wear heels, so they're smart. I feel these are like the modern version of wearing a ballet pump, because ballet pumps are kind of out. They're a long-term classic. I'll still keep my Chanel ones, but these just look smarter and they go great with like the paper bag, trousers, and more masculine sort of clothing and feminine things like tights and a dress. They're super comfortable as soon as you get them. I do need to go and get the heels protected and stuff because I wore them around London and basically caned them in one day, but they've got a very soft leather sole, so you do need to look after them because they are about £500, but they are the most buttery soft leather, and I don't care what anyone says, no one else makes, you can't get a dupe. There are no cheap ones that are as good. So if you like this style and you know it works for you with your wardrobe, just get one pair of the real ones and you won't regret it. These, I don't do heels, so if I do a heel, I'm not going to spend money on it. So these are from Next, and Next to Marks and Spencer's do a selection of heels at around £25–30, which is like my price point, because I am not a Louboutin girl or anything like that, because I'm not going to wear them enough to justify it, and I can't do height because I've got a dodgy right ankle and it's just too painful and I just can't be bothered. These have got a nice thick sort of block heel. They've also got this V kind of cut here, which makes them super flattering, and they're very comfortable. They have this range called Forever Comfort. It's a wide foot, and they have like a spongy thing there, which makes them less kind of uncomfortable to walk in. They pad them a bit. They had these in rust colour, which is really trendy. They had them in snake skin, all different colours, and I just got the black suede so that they would go with everything. These were a semi-fail. I wanted a pair of trainers that were like a dressy pair to wear with things like, look, this jumper has these kind of druzy, dark kind of crystals on it, and so have these trainers. They've got it there on the side. These are from Carvela, so they weren't cheap, but I was in between sizes and I went for the bigger ones, and in fact my foot just slides around in them and I got a blister from this bit here, so I will persevere. I'm probably going to have to put like a liner in, like an insole, to make them a bit smaller, but I just wanted something in snakeskin and I didn't want high heels or boots, and I thought these would be dressy trainers, and I will make them work, but they do go with a lot of the colours of things that I've bought this season, like creams and stuff like that. I think it looks quite smart with a pair of blue jeans, but they're just not particularly comfortable, and I paid full price for these and then they went on sale in Black Friday, which is quite annoying. With the Gucci loafers, I tend to buy one pair of high-end shoes per season and then just cut it off at that, because they do get ridiculous. So for a lighter pair, I wanted like camel, but I didn't want brown, and I wanted a soft camel so that they would go with my Gucci Soho disco bag, and I found these. These are from June, and similarly they've got a padded insole, which actually is completely removable so that you can put them in other pairs of shoes, which I think is pretty cool. And they're a mixture of suede and leather, because if you buy all suede loafers, you'll find that this part here and this part here will get wrecked in British weather and like get wet and look awful. So the fact is they've just got the suede on the front, means they're probably likely to last a bit longer. Super comfortable, not as comfortable as the Gucci's, but a nice alternative when you don't want to wear black. And then these I banged on about last year. I have the knee-high version as well, and the first pair I got were these kind of wine burgundy colour, and again they have a little bit of a heel but not really, and they just look a bit more dressy because they've got a tiny bit of a heel. These are from Clark's, and I can't remember the name of them. I'll put it in the description down below. But this season I saw that they were doing the ankle boot in a black, and I just thought, again, black is really useful because it goes with anything. If you're wearing black tights, black boots in suede look really nice because they just blend with the tights because they're matte. I much prefer suede boots to leather boots in this kind of a boot, in a feminine boot, and again they're so comfortable that I bought 3 pairs. And last but not least, these are the best thing ever in the entire planet. my favourite thing ever, combat boots. So I wanted a pair of combat boots, but I wanted them to be comfortable, really nice leather. I didn't want to get Chanel or anything like that and spend that kind of money, but I was prepared to spend a bit more money than June kind of price point. These are from Russell and Bromley, and I thought Russell and Bromley didn't fit me because I've tried loafers on in there in the past and they hurt my feet and were narrow. And I went in with my friend and I saw these, and I'm just a sucker for chunky with a round toe. I just find it really flattering. But they're light. A lot of boots with a sole like this are like really heavy and uncomfortable, like DMs I find quite uncomfortable. I've got those glossy DMs, but they're much a slimmer sort of profile sole and they are a bit lighter, but these just fit me perfectly in a size 7, so they're generous in their sizing. And the inside is covered with like fur, but it's extremely, it's not a fluffy fur, it's almost just like a fleecy inside of something. Can you kind of see that? So they're just so comfortable. And when because I saw them in London, I bought them online because I didn't want to walk around with a huge shoebox all day. And when they were delivered, I thought they were a bit tight, but I put them on and after about half an hour, they'd kind of already gotten soft, because this is that kind of lambskinny floppy leather. They're only structured up to this bit here. Honestly, they're flattering, they're comfortable. On day 1, I wore them all day. So there you go, Russell and Bromley. I don't know, it might be worth checking out. We're still in the Black Friday weekend. I paid full price for these. They were £225, but I bet you any money they've got discount codes floating around for that site. So really classic, no details on them, no studs, no weird, you know, extra bits, buckles. I don't really like that. I just like simple, no fuss. And because they really go in at the ankle, they're kind of flattering with skirts and stuff. So those are the things that I've kind of added this season. I didn't go crazy with accessories and stuff like that. I bought a couple of bits which I've shown you. I bought a wallet and a couple of other bits when I was in London. But in terms of clothes and stuff like that, I feel like happy with these things. They all work together. And yeah, there you go. I don't really do fast fashion, so I know none of this is super cheap, bar like the ASOS hoodie. But I feel like those days of me filling up charity bags of stuff to get rid of every season, we can't really justify it anymore. So I do advise trying to buy the best that you can buy and then hanging on to those things for years to come. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.